Welcome everyone. Glad you're all here. Uh yeah, this is some very interesting news. I really don't know what to make of it if I'm being totally honest, but there's a lot of information considering that it's so new. Um but real quick, I want to go ahead and thank all of you that came over here from Mel's channel. That was really great of you guys to do that. Um it's Yeah, he gave some great information. I'm going to be sharing a lot of that same information with you. Um, this is going to be kind of tough to go over, but we're going to do our best. Um, and and a lot of it is new to me. A lot of the information just got sent to me. Sorry, I was trying to sort it all out as much as I could. Um, and so a lot of this stuff, because I was trying to set up for my own live while Mel was live at the same time while listening. And So some of this stuff is going to be reaction because I'm not a very good multitasker. But but again, for those of you that are here from Mel's channel, I really appreciate it. And for those of you who have uh, sent me things as far as this case goes, I really appreciate it. Now, let me just get into this real quick. Um, I have oh wait, people keep sending me stuff here. Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. I have I have had a lot of choice words regarding Jared in particular, and Adventures with Purpose, and I want to be very clear about something. And my position has not changed on this. Um, when it comes to Adventures with Purpose and the work that they've done, I have never taken away from that. I'm not going to start taking away from that. My opinion on them uh, as an organization, uh, I do believe that they have done some very good work. My issue with them and this position has not changed. It's not going to change, and it is uh, somewhat irrelevant as far as the rest of the members of Adventures with Purpose. Jared's actions don't dictate my opinion of them. Okay, that has nothing to do with anything. I feel that them as an organization and Jared being the person who runs that organization, how they handled the Kylie Rodney case was absolutely irresponsible. Um, Besides the fact that they found her body, I'm not taking that away from them. They did find Kylie's body, but um, everything that they said on people's live streams, Jared specifically, said things that very much implied that innocent people were involved in foul play that was proven never took place. And so uh, I do not change my opinion on that. Uh, this is going to be about Jared and Jared specifically, and that's it. Uh, this is a for the most part a true crime channel. Okay, for the most part, it is a true crime channel, and this is a true crime case. And these guys, and it's got a different layer to being a true crime case because Jared has decided to capitalize on the true crime genre that it's become, uh, and 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 pimp tragedy. And I still stand by that. I think that that is Jared's motives. I think that's the entire motive behind him having a YouTube channel for Adventures with Purpose. I stand by that. I don't deny ever saying it, and I will continue to feel that way because it's there. All of the evidence is there. But this just goes into something else, just another layer of him being an entitled, disgusting individual that I believe him to be. Now, again, these are just allegations. He is charged. I do not believe that law enforcement, now, of course, there's innocent until proven guilty, and I do agree with that. But he is charged. Normally, I am the type of person. Okay, thank you, Mystery Maven. That's okay. I appreciate it anyway. And I was only hoping just to get a little bit of your legal insight on to help just explain to the viewers what he's looking at here. But I am of the opinion that he would not be charged with these crimes unless they feel that they have enough evidence and a strong enough case to actually convict. So whenever I cover these cases, when you see me on past cases going, let's not jump to that conclusion yet, it's usually because nobody's been charged yet. And even then, I mean, let's look at the Barry Morphew case, okay? The Suzanne Morphew case, I should call it, because out of respect for her. But Barry Morphew's case, as far as him being tried, and we all are going to have to face the fact that there's the great possibility that Barry Morphew could walk. And why? Because it is said that the prosecution jumped too fast. They jumped the gun way too fast when it came to charging him, arresting him, and trying him. So now he's got a legal team that they feel confident can create doubt in a jury, and he's probably just going to walk. And he might very well be guilty. So as far as you guys that have been following me and watching me, I've been talking about the Quentin Simon case and all the fuckery that's been going on in Savannah, Georgia, with these so-called creators and hecklers, as the mainstream media has been referring to them as. The reason why I believe that Leilani has not been arrested yet is simply because they don't have enough evidence to arrest her, because they're only going to have one chance. Because if Barry Morphew walks and they find more evidence later, it won't matter. There's something called double jeopardy, and they cannot charge him with the same crime twice. He cannot be tried for the same crime twice. So this is why law enforcement is very careful. So I am usually the type of person that has faith in law enforcement for the most part. There are times where they prove me wrong, but it's not all law enforcement. It's certain law enforcement agencies. I don't know anything about the law enforcement agency that has arrested Jared or has charged Jared. I don't think that he's even in custody yet, but they have charged Jared with a crime and a very, very disturbing crime. I mean, just the way I've never heard anything so specific. Yeah, it's Utah, I know, but I don't know if it's like a county in Utah. Is it the state? I mean, I don't know. But like I said, I haven't had a chance to really look over these documents, but we're going to go over them. But I just wanted to explain my position to you guys as far as this goes. This is not me being petty towards Jared. This is, as Ikadmel put it in his live, in my eyes, things coming full circle. Interesting how things come full circle. When you are a shady individual, the shady things that you do are going to come around. And I'm a firm believer in that. If we are on the right side of this true crime community, we have to have faith that justice is going to be served. And if somebody does something horrible, well, then they're going to get caught. And so that's what things are looking like here. I'm going to go over some of these documents that have been sent to me and and I'm going to try to explain how I understand them as best as I can. And just so we all understand, I am not a attorney. I am not a law enforcement agent in any way, shape, or form. I am just somebody just like you who just happens to have a bigger mouth. So I'm just going to go over this stuff here. Let me pull it up. And I don't even know what order they're in or what, but okay. And then there's this first thing that I saw. Um, and yes, there's from what I was listening to on Iked Mel's channel, some of the things that I was hearing was very triggering for me, and I've got pretty thick skin, guys. So those of you who are easily triggered or even not that easily triggered, trigger warning for sure. Just be warned. This is not easy stuff to listen to. And most of you, this is still very fresh. So most of you are still very pissed off about this as much as I am. Check It TV. What's up, man? Appreciate it. You are a brave man for covering this. I decided to cancel my AWP channel membership today. I can no longer support this organization. Smart man. Smart man. And I wouldn't say that, I honestly wouldn't say that if he didn't run the whole thing. I think that it's fair to say that since he is the brains behind everything and he's the one that organizes everything, it's fair to say that he's a spokesperson for AWP. And unless somebody in AWP can come along and take over the whole thing, which I don't think is going to happen, I think it's just going to completely fall apart. And hopefully the guys in there with good hearts have saved their capital that they've made if Jared has paid them properly, which I have no reason to believe he would, based on the fact that we know what he did to Sam. But hopefully those guys, the guys that the public believe in, you guys will be willing to support them, and they can keep going with the good work that they're doing without this very shady and shifty individual that's running things, because there's a bad energy in that. You know what I mean? In my opinion, there's a bad energy. When there's somebody with these type of intentions running something that's so potentially good in spirit, so. And yeah, if he appointed a CEO and there's a board, well, hopefully there's a board, and a board can just be like, yeah, you're out, dude. And they can keep doing what they're doing. And hopefully they're not nearly as shady as he is. So I'm not going to be able to see chat, guys, because I'm going to make this thing full screen, and I'm going to be looking at the other screen so I can read this properly. Okay. So I apologize if I miss any important comments or super chats or anybody with strong opinions that I would agree with. All right. So again, this says trigger warning. And this is the 3rd November 2022. And this is who? Yeah, this is some Adventures with Purpose. I don't think it's their official site, but there's a statement here. Child rape, you will have to pay $5 to the Utah court site to view the documents. It charges you the $5 up front, and then will deduct 20 cents for each search you do. I don't know if I'm allowed to post a screenshot. He is due in court the morning of November 30th, it says. these are first-degree state felonies. Okay, so it is the state of Utah. And I realize some of you have read these documents already. I have not had a chance to actually read them. Like I said, I like to do reactions here if I can, for the most part, because it just connects me with you guys a lot better. So it says here also, ETA, the victim survivor listed in the court documents, have confirmed in this thread that she is the same person who months ago posted her story of abuse. These are screenshots of information supporting her claim. She previously posted this information, and I am sharing it again. An email chain where she confronts her abuser, and he corroborates for her account. Dated February 4th, or sorry, February 4th, 5th, and 5th, 2022. This is right before Jared disappeared from the AWP YouTube channel. So he disappeared from the channel, which I didn't even know. Sorry. Emails, the victim's name, as well as identifying info for other family members have been redacted. So that's good. What's next here? Okay, so these are the emails, it looks like. And I don't think that's the right one. I think that is yeah, I want to read these in order, and I'm not sure I have them in order. I'm not sure which one is the first one. Okay, yeah, these are all out of order, man, and I don't know which ones are. God, that's so annoying. I'll figure out a way to get that, and I'll go over the other stuff first. But those emails are just not in any order, and I can't. So this is the case history document, 6th Judicial District, Manti San Pete, State of Utah versus Lysick Jared. And the judge is Mandy Larson. And yeah, state felony. And so the undersigned complaint, Eric E. Butler, Deputy County Attorney, states on information and belief that the defendant and at the within San Pete County, state of Utah, did commit the crimes of count 1, rape of a child, first-degree felony, charges that on or before October 1st, 1992. Wow, this is a long time ago. And November 1st, 1992, at and within San Pete County, state of Utah, the defendant did have sexual intercourse with a child who is under the age of 14 in violation of Utah code. Wow. And charges that on or in between January 1st, 1992 and December 31st, 1992, and within San Pete County, state of Utah, the defendant did have sexual intercourse with a child who is under the age of 14 in violating Utah code. Wow, man. So he did this to 2 different girls in the same allegedly in the same year. Wow. What does this say here? Charge 1, rape of a child, first-degree felony, offense date October 1st, 1992. Yeah, these are just I don't know exactly what this document is. Again, I'm not a court officer in any way, shape, or form. I don't really fully understand it, but I see that it looks pretty damn official. Yeah, and these are his case numbers. Yeah, so I want to try to see if I can decipher. If you guys will just be patient with me, I'm going to try to see if I can decipher the order in which these emails came in. Because I don't know who sent what. You know what I mean? I don't know which is from, you can kind of tell, but I don't know if this particular one is from Jared or not. And I don't want to, I want to read the exchange in order. Okay, see that one. Okay, and now I'm getting an idea here. Okay. Um wow, and I mean, I can tell some of the ones that are with him that are him. Okay. Let me just read these at least in the best way that I can. I'm so very sorry. I'm so very sorry for the things we cannot change. It is unfortunate that the Lysick and Juhaz lineage experienced that shit that you, I, and many of other cousins were brought into. Like yourself, I was once a victim by multiple people, both in and out of the family. It is unfortunate when families like ours experience molestation. Many of us cousins get together to acknowledge what had happened in our youth and made a pact to put an end. And wait a second, before I even continue, what this looks like right here is pretty amazing. What it looks like is he's communicating through the AWP support team email. Uh, like, why in the hell would you do that? That makes absolutely no sense to me. Um, that's strange to me that he would have this exchange, this personal exchange under the official support uh, email of Adventures with Purpose. If I were the rest of those guys, I'd be super mad. I would be super mad. Um, let me try to continue. So, yes, again, trigger warnings, guys. Um, many of us cousins got together to acknowledge blah blah blah. I have myself tried to apologize to you. Okay, so this right here sounds like an admission because there hasn't been a denial so far, and I'm hearing him try to make himself out to be a victim. So here we are, and he gets to a point here where he says, I have myself tried to apologize to you and have an open conversation with you about it to answer any questions you may have. He's talking to her like an employee. Oh, I can't stand guys like this. Um, the first time that I apologized to you, I am sorry for the way that it was handled, for I was under the impression that our mother knew and that I felt it was appropriate that uh some that time to have the conversation with both of you. Some of this stuff is like, there's blots in it, so I can't really see some of the words. I did not mean to embarrass you or to catch you off guard. The second time that I tried was not to clear my own conscience, but to help you heal and help with any struggles you may have been having, as many of us have had to learn how to overcome and move forward. You essentially told me to go fuck myself and told me how I had embarrassed you for the first time around. I am sorry. My understanding is that other cousins also have tried to have the same conversation. Wait a second. So is this the victim? This is just hard because it doesn't label who it sounds like it's his cousin, and I guess this is her way of trying to get him to admit what he did. That other cousins have tried to have the same conversation with you. We are now adults, and it is healthy for us to acknowledge and address those unfortunate circumstances from our past and our childhood. Okay, so it sounds like she's trying to, like, yeah, sorry about that, guys. Because I'm seeing an apology, so I thought it was him. It's the way that I'm understanding it. It looks like it's one of the victims, and or one of the alleged victims, I should say, um and apologizing to him and trying to make peace with him or whatever to get him to admit, I guess. No, it's him. Sorry about that. God, I'm terrible at this. Yeah, no, that's him. That's definitely him. Um, so her response to that, yeah, this was totally him, and he's basically, so everything that I just read was Jared, and he's basically saying that that you know he's trying to victimize himself, and how he's the victim because of he's tried to apologize and he's tried to talk, and then she told him to go fuck himself. I mean, what do you expect, man? What do you expect? um and just so okay, I'm going to read this just for my own understanding a little bit better now that I know that it's Jared. Okay. So I'm so very sorry for the things we cannot change. It is unfortunate that the Lysick and lineage experienced that shit that you and many of the other cousins were brought into. Um, wow. Like yourself, I was once a victim by multiple people, both in and out of the family. It is unfortunate when families like ours experience molestation. So what he's trying to say here is him and his family and everybody that they associate with are potentially just fucked up people that have victimized him in some way throughout his childhood. And so he's a victim too. So he doesn't get to be looked at like some sort of predator. That's the kind of gaslighting that he's trying to pull here. Many of us cousins got together to acknowledge what had happened in our youth and made a pact to put an end to it and to protect our children from anything like that ever happening to them. Wow. I'm going to read that one more time. Many of us cousins got together to acknowledge what had happened in our youth and made a pact to put an end to it to protect our children from anything like that happening to them. So okay, Jared, yeah, tell me tell me you're not a predator piece of shit without telling me you're a predator piece of shit. Tell me you are without telling me that you are. That's unbelievable. So basically he's sitting here saying, well, we were all fucked up back then. That's his little explanation with that little paragraph there, where he says many of us cousins got together to acknowledge what had happened in our youth and made a pact to put an end to it. Like we all got together and said, let's make sure, like it's the fucking movie Sleepers or something, except reverse. What the fuck? So he's basically trying to say I'm not the only one, and we're all victims. So we all vowed that this would never happen to any of our children. Jesus, man, you are a shit bag. I have myself tried to apologize to you and to have an open conversation with you about it. And right there, folks, that sounds like an admission to guilt. An admission of guilt right there. I have myself, this is right here part of why they feel that these charges are going to stick and they can get a conviction, because that sounds a lot like something a prosecutor can use to a jury and have a jury go, yeah, this guy sucks. It's exactly what that looks like to me. Sorry, I have a little distraction here, but I took care of it. So he's saying, I myself have tried to apologize to you. If you hadn't done anything wrong, then what would you have to apologize for? And I've tried to have conversation with you about it to answer any questions you may have. What questions would somebody want to have for their aggressor? Like, what makes you think that person wants to sit down and have a meeting with you about it? This is incredible, dude. Man, I was so right about this guy. Like, he was doing the same shit when he was being accused of oh God. The first time that I apologized to you, I am sorry for the way that it was handled, for I was under the impression that our mother knew and that I felt it was appropriate at the time to have the conversation with both of you. Um, wow. I mean, because I wonder if his mother would have probably just protected him. But I mean, I'm not going to accuse her of that. I don't know her. I'm just saying, I'm just speculating and wondering because it happens so much. Um, I did not mean to embarrass you or to catch you off guard. God. So it's like that's like a very subtle level of love bombing right there. Um, the second time that I tried was not to clear my own conscience, but to help you heal and help with the struggles you may have been having, as many of us had to learn how to overcome and move forward. Wow. So so not only is he, I mean, he's still trying to come off like he's going to be the one to fix the problem. He's trying to maintain, he's trying to keep a status of control in this situation. He's trying to maintain dominance in this dynamic here, which I find very, very typical. Um, I did not mean to embarrass you or to catch you off guard. The second time was not to clear my own conscience, but to help you heal and help with any struggles you may have to having, as uh, as many of us had to learn how to overcome and move forward. So he's also a victim again. You essentially told me to go fuck myself again, a victim, and how I had embarrassed you at the first time around. I am sorry. My understanding is that other cousins also have tried to have the same conversations with you. So this is his little subtle way of trying to throw other people under the bus. Like, it wasn't just me. Why are you attacking me? This makes a lot more sense now that I know this is Jared, by the way. Sorry about it before. My understanding is that the other cousins also have tried to have the same conversations with you. We are now all adults, and it is healthy for us to acknowledge and address these unfortunate circumstances from our past in our child and adolescent years. And this is her response. And again, trigger warning, folks. Do you feel better as a person doing things like this? Does this make you feel like less of a child molesting monster parading around in human skin? There is no forgiveness for what you did to me in my home in Utah, Grandma and Grandpa's house in Las Vegas, and right above Grandma and Grandpa's head in their very own truck. The rest of the family is just about as much to blame as you because they didn't turn you in when they knew better, and I was just a child and did not know better, and yet you're still welcomed at family get-togethers or like my grandfather's funeral, the while in the parking lot getting ready to get out of the car and attend, I seen your face and became so violently ill I couldn't even attend. I had to drive down to the street to the CVS, drive down the street to the CVS and watch it all via Zoom. All these people may be calling you a hero and saying that you're doing such great things, but we both know the truth about you. And you're obviously not ashamed of your past, but I also am not ashamed of my past. And I have a voice and I use it as much as I possibly can. Your secrets are not hidden. Wow. And while there is okay, I'm not sure. Okay, this is still her. While there is a lot of shit that has happened throughout my own life personally, from molestation, abandonment, growing up in foster care, and other shit going along the way, I would not change a thing, for it has made me who I am today. I cannot apologize. Oh, no, this is him. Sorry. I cannot apologize for others for anything that has happened to you in your life, but I have done my best to acknowledge directly with you my own mistakes. I hold no secrets as to this with my own parents, with grandma and grandpa, with your mother, aunt, and my own wife and my children. Okay, now it's, think about my wife and kids here. Look at what you're going to be doing to them. Think about my wife and kids here. Wow. I have even discussed publicly about my situation and the unfortunate shit that has happened within families. Jesus. No, dude. Okay, let me stop you right there, Jared. What you did there was you used tragedy to try to sell your YouTube channel and gain donations and get views so you can gain more donations. That is what you did. Plain and simple. Because this proves that that was your motive. This proves that you don't give a shit about anybody but yourself. This is all that is, Jared. Like, we can all see right through it. So sitting here and saying, "Oh, well, you know, I've talked about my issues and my childhood because I'm helping people who are having their problems, who have missing kids and blah blah blah." Shut the fuck up, dude. Shut the fuck up. See right through this motherfucker. Do we pinpoint it to the Lysick and Jew-Has lineage, or do we pinpoint it to Mormonism? What? I do not have an answer. There is no way for me to understand the hatred and resentment that you must have for me over 3 decades later. Jesus Christ, man. I heard about your driving into the cemetery a few weeks later. Trust me, had I known that you had a desire to be there and that I was the only reason keeping you away, I would have 100% given up my. Now, let me read this again, folks, just to give you more context, just to elaborate on what's happening here. Right here is him also admitting about the fact that she couldn't go to the cemetery to her own grandfather's funeral because the sight of him made her sick. And he's actually showing sympathy, which implies an admittance also to what he has done, saying, I understand you know, I heard about you not being able to come to the funeral. Unreal. Unfucking real, dude. So again, I heard about your driving into the cemetery a few weeks later. Trust me, if I had known that you had a desire to be there and that I was the only reason keeping you away, why the fuck wouldn't she have a desire to be at her own grandfather's funeral, Jared? You piece of shit. Why wouldn't she have a desire? What makes you think what would make you think that she wouldn't have a desire? He just said that shit. If I had known that you had a desire to be there and that I was the only reason keeping you away, I would have 100% given up my time to do what I could to avoid the ceremony so that you would feel comfortable and have your time with grandma and the rest of the family. What a motherfucker. Oh. It is your decision and your choice if you ever want to accept my apology. I have made peace in my life with all things bad, including this situation. If you ever want to discuss, I am always available to have that conversation with you, either in person or over the phone. Sincerely, Jared. Now, if I had read on, I would have seen that it said Jared at the bottom of there. Sorry, guys, in the first place. Okay. Now, oh man, I'm going to take a second and look at chat just for a second before I continue with this. Because I could see there's a lot of pissed off people in here too. Yeah, hey man, speak your mind in here, man. It's all good, you know. Like I don't really care about things like like ad revenue. It's okay. Not when it comes to things like this. And those of you that know me, there was a little brief period of time where I would say things like SA to abbreviate sexual assault for those reasons, or avoid the word rape. But I have been clear about that in the past, that these things are real things, and just for the sake of something like ad revenue, I'm not going to avoid acknowledging that they happen, because people can't handle these words. So yeah. Yeah, so if you guys have things on your mind, as long as you're respectful to the victims, uh, you're welcome to say them. I'm looking at chat here. So, Kenosha 3-point shooter. Kenosha 3-point shoot. I like that name. I don't know if it wins handle of the day yet, but rest in peace to Aaron Carter and Jared, hair guy. Yeah. Yeah. All the roasting for Jared in this chat, just as long as there's no doxing, uh, we don't tolerate doxing. We don't tolerate, especially of family members, things of that nature, and especially of these victims. So I know I'm not going to sit here and go trigger warning, and then you're not going to be able to express your feelings honestly in my chat. I'm just not. I can't, in good conscience, keep you guys from doing that. So. Yeah, and I'm just looking at chat right now because I need a break because I'm that mad. I'm that mad right now. That was the most gaslighting, deflective shit that I've ever seen. I don't have the words. I don't have the words. And some of you might be thinking, oh, well, he was just a kid at the time too. No, you know what? I was 16 once. I knew better than to touch anybody inappropriately without their consent. Anybody, especially a kid, and especially if they're family. So I don't want to hear that shit. I don't want to hear that shit. You know, I knew better. Yeah, he was 17. 1992, he was 17. He's my age. He's my age. You know, so oh my God, he was only a kid himself. He wasn't even legally an adult. I don't want to hear that bullshit. I don't want to hear it. Take that shit down the road. And then he's got the balls to sit there. This guy thinks so much of himself. He's got the balls to sit there and talk about lineage. And dude, like, you're not you don't belong to a hierarchy, dude. You're not royalty. You know, you're a shitbag. You're a greedy shitbag who got indicted back in what, 2001 by the SEC. You know, like, we all know that you're just a selfish piece of shit. I've been calling you a selfish piece of shit ever since you pulled the shit you did with your Kylie Rodney video and all the bullshit that you did to promote it on other channels. And you notice this guy was real quick to jump on every panel that was going to blow his channel up, right? Real quick to do that, but he would never face his accuser. And I wonder how many of those people doubt me now. And this isn't about gloating. I'm talking about how many of you motherfuckers, because everybody, oh my God, but they do so much good. They do so much good. Yeah, but what they did is them doing that much good. Was that at the end of the day, finding her body and bringing that closure, was it worth all of the conspiracy theories that are still spinning? By the way, there's still fucked up channels out there that are still spinning conspiracy theories out there and trying to say that the autopsy report is fake. And you know what the base of that bullshit conspiracy theory is? Their fucking video where they were like, oh, suspicious. It's suspicious. Foul play. Because they came off there acting like they were the end all be all of investigators when they can't investigate shit. They use equipment to find shit in the water. I said it before. I'm saying it again now. They're not investigators. And what they ended up doing was causing more anguish to Kylie's family and loved ones, specifically her mom, specifically her ex-boyfriend and still her friend, her current friend, Jagger, by implying, in order to avoid litigation, by not saying his name, but basically giving a description in that video that Jagger was seen with her the next day, when there's video proof now that that shit didn't happen. Video proof, thanks to responsible channels like Gray Hughes, who managed to layer a daytime image over that footage so you could see clearly a car driving into that body of water with a fucking timestamp on it. And what it proved was that these guys just sat up there on numerous YouTube channels and Dr. Phil and lied. Not, hey, I'm mistaken. They lied. And it's really sad that it takes some shit like this to wake people up. It's really sad that it takes some shit like this for people to see that somebody is of poor character, when the evidence was in front of you the whole fucking time. I'm going to keep reading, even though I just fired myself up even more, but I'm going to keep reading. Sorry about that. Lamont on the Run, thank you so much. Hi, Jared. I know you're watching. Your channel is done. I know your channel, Lamont on the Run. And while I got you up here, much respect. I know that there's channels that love you and everything, but I'm a good friend of Annie's from 10 to Life, and I don't. And you said respectfully, and I'm respectfully responding. Now that I got you here, you said if I'm wrong, I'm telling you, Annie, she does things, and when she does them from the heart. And most of the things that you see her do is behind the scenes. There was a purpose behind why she posted that, and it was not to brag. It was not a whole, hey, I'm going to film myself feeding the homeless type of situation where she donated money. So I just want you to know, I know her personally. I'm a good friend of hers, and she's a good friend of mine. And what she does comes from the heart, and that I can guarantee you. And so, like I said, you said respectfully, if I'm wrong, well, now I have the opportunity to address you and let you know that respectfully you were wrong. But I really appreciate your donation. I really appreciate you being here. So, and nobody who's Annie fans, don't go attacking Jared. He just, he saw something, made an observation, and he expressed his opinion about it. That's all. It's not a big deal. What do you think we do here? So, yeah. All right, so I'm going to keep reading here. If you truly want to apologize, then pay for your actions. Walk into a police station with me. I love this already. Walk into a police station with me and confess your actions. Get it on record and have yourself registered as the sex offender that you are. My only regret in life was not being as open about you and your abuse to anyone and everyone who would listen like I am now, and turning you into the police like you should have been. I don't understand how you can try and get me to sympathize with you. Good girl. Way to go. With your past issues. Not at all. It angers me twice as much to know that not only did you know firsthand the torture you were inflicting upon me because you experienced it yourself, that makes you an even bigger monster than I have had pictured in my mind. Absolutely disgusting. You're an emotional vampire. I noticed all the therapy terms you used in your message. Typical narcissism at its best. She's absolutely right. Now, I apologize in my delivery for reading this, guys, because she's flowing here. She's like, her feelings are going. You could just tell by the way that she's punctuating, because it's not like she doesn't know how to punctuate. She's just flowing here. She's pissed off. She's typing fast. So I apologize for my delivery of it. Um, how somebody could ever come to peace with damaging such a young, innocent human being is beyond my proof of a completely broken mind. Wait, yeah, completely broken mind, assuming that there would be any kind of peace after those types of actions, or that peace should even be deserved. You are a pedophile. Do not act like you are not old enough to know what you were doing to me during the ages that you were. You could have been tried as an adult at the age and should have been at that age and should have been. And as to the comments about my life and things that have happened to me, I don't know who or why you're even discussing me with, or why or who you're even discussing me with. But I can guarantee you that nobody really knows anything, because just like your situation, I've kept my mouth shut until recently, and I don't talk to any of the family, despite what other, as you say, cousins have come to you and said. So be a real man and turn yourself in and pay for your crimes, or continue to be the small, sad, mental midget that couldn't keep his libido under control and blames it on his past. Yo. Yo. That is exactly what I'm talking about right there. I mean, I cannot praise that enough. She said it all. She said it all. Like, oh my God. All right, trigger warning, because this is going to make you guys mad. Hold on. Hold on. All right. So he responds, unfortunately, your desire to have a 46-year-old male live the mistakes of a 12-year-old simply is not realistic. Dude, you were 17. Shut the fuck up. Thank God we were not forever judged for our actions as youth, and I'm grateful that many of us cousins acknowledge that and stop those sins which happened to us, and those sins we once committed as a result of grooming. Now he continues. You see what he's doing? The abuse continues. Okay. She just made it abundantly clear and said, stop doing what you're doing right now. Like, you're sitting here and you're acting like you're some sort of fucking victim, and you're not a victim, dude. Like, wow. So now, and he's also, this is also what he's doing here, by saying, thank God we are not forever judged for our actions as youth, and I'm grateful that many of us cousins acknowledged and stopped those sins which happened to us, and those sins we once committed as a result of grooming. So it's not my fault. I was groomed this way. It's not my fault what happened to you. Like, this, what should be happening right here, if he's not going to do what she expects him to do and what she is telling him to do, which is be a man and walk into the fucking cop station and go, this is what I did and I need a lawyer. You know what I mean? Like, it's not that hard, bro. I mean, I guess it would be, sort of. I guess that would be difficult for a pathetic piece of shit of a person like this, of a weasel like this. I can imagine that being difficult, but you know, at the very least, I'm not seeing any remorse for anything. Again, he's talking to her like she's an employee who's unhappy with her pay. That's how he's addressing her. He's talking to her like she's a disgruntled employee who's unhappy with her pay, and he doesn't really give a fuck. And sorry, I can't help you. It's not within our budget. Sorry, you don't think that you're paid enough for what you do. Even though you're a valuable employee to me. Like, that's the same vibe that I'm getting here. This is the same email you would get from your boss after you ask for a raise and they basically tell you to fuck off. Which means it's cold, which means he doesn't give a fuck about her, and he doesn't care about her feelings, and he doesn't care about what he's done to her and how it's affected her. He has absolutely no remorse or any empathy or sympathy for her. And here he goes. It is healthy for you to now be open and talk about the past. Wow. You as a full-grown woman in your early 40s. Oh, you motherfucker. You as a full-grown woman and in your early 40s are to be commended for facing and standing up to those actions which has happened to you in your past. The way that he says full-grown woman right there. You hear that shit? You hear what he's doing right there? The way that he says full-grown woman is so patronizing. Like, it's such a gaslighting, patronizing fucking thing to do right there. Like, you're a full-grown woman now, basically implying you should be over it. And he's patronizing her, going, oh, you should absolutely talk about these things and get it off your chest. Oh, this guy sucks, dude. This guy fucking sucks, dude. Oh, my God. And then he goes on to say, spread awareness and stop the cycle as we cousins within the family. Oh, my God. So now this is the manipulation right here. We're a team. We're family. You shouldn't be against me. We should be pulling together. We should be pulling together to stop this cycle of abuse that's happening all over the world. We are the world. Don't you understand that, cousin? What a fucking prick. So he says, spread awareness and stop the cycles as we cousins within the family have for our own children and grandchildren. Protect your own children and grandchildren as we have to help the world become a better place. Meaning, the translation, why the fuck are you focusing on me, just one little child molester, when there's a whole world of child molesters out there that you can help by just speaking up and trying to stop it? Why are you attacking me? Because guess what? If he meant that shit, and he meant, some of you might be saying, well, you know, maybe he's saying, please go to the authorities and turn me in. Sure. Well, if he meant that, why isn't he in custody yet? Why hasn't he walked in and turned himself in yet? And this is that bullshit. Because the truth is we don't really know what happened. We don't really know what happened. I was just looking at my phone real quick. Let me catch that. Magnolia Moonshine. And your caption is what caught my attention mostly. As an SA victim by a family member myself, how dare a piece of shit attempt to tell his victim it's time to move on and heal. Yeah, and it's a common thing. They all seem to fucking do that. It's really infuriating. It's beyond infuriating. So, but some of you, as I was saying before, some of you might be saying, well, you know, why hasn't he, you know, he probably hasn't turned himself in because maybe because the truth is, I mean, let's be honest. The truth is, we don't know what he's done. We don't know if there's a report where he has walked into the police station and said, okay, I'll talk to you and tell you this and this. And then they went ahead and charged him. And then they said, hey, Mr. Corporate White Guy, sure, just promise to come in on the 30th. Can you do that? Cool. You know, not put him in handcuffs, not keep him in a cell because they know they got something to hold him on, not arraign him and then see if he's ready for bail. Let's, you know, we'll set you up for court on the 30th. So, I mean, we don't know the circumstances of the situation, but I don't like the fact that he's not in a jail cell right now. I don't like it at all, especially after reading this. But I wish Mystery Maven could have been here because she would be able to explain that to me a little bit better. Because I don't understand how the law works, and I don't want to sound like these idiots out there in Savannah, you know, that are just you know, that think they know everything about the law and saying, well, why isn't she in handcuffs yet? You know, I don't want to sound like them. I don't know what the legal circumstances are, and there's probably actually a really good explanation for it. But I promise you, I am angry that he's not in custody right now. That bothers me. That bothers me a lot, especially after reading this. So now he goes on, and this is just a fucking speech, man. It's like he's talking like he wrote this like it's an Oscar speech. We live in a society that acknowledges the mistakes made in the past, accepting those who have proven to change. My life holds no secrets, and everyone in my office feels your pain and has seen this email string, for I don't filter my own emails. Oh, yeah. So I wonder who leaked it. I wonder, because I was wondering about that. I'm like, this is on his company email. So I wonder if one of these dudes read this shit and was like, this guy's a piece of shit and I want the world to fucking know about it. I wonder if that's what happened, because I'm willing to bet that that's what happened, because I'm sitting here reading it and I don't have access to that thread. They know me for the man that I am, and not the mistakes of a 12-year-old boy who learned to recognize the cycle and break the cycle as many of us cousins did. Jesus, this guy sucks. You were young. Take a shot every time I say this guy sucks. New drinking game. You were younger and not yet ready to accept my apology and recognize the steps we made for the future generations to protect them. I hope you can one day find forgiveness and peace. Feel free to have any last words, for I will not respond to any further attacks as to my character today based upon these actions as a youth. Should you desire a healthy adult conversation as to the past, I'm open to helping you through the acceptance and growth that many of us faced and have to deal with. Now, there's a page missing that Ikadmel went over, not from this, but yeah, I'm looking forward to reading this. But sometimes I get ahead of myself in thought. But her response here is pretty fired up. And the page that I'm talking about is missing. Like I said, it's from the court documents. There's more details in that, and I want to go over that, but I don't have that page. And so she responds here, let's do some math here. I was 9 or 10 when living in Utah, and you forced me to have sex with you on my bathroom. Jesus. Okay, Jesus. I apologize, guys. I wasn't ready for that. Many of you weren't ready for that either. Big trigger warning here, but I'm gonna read it. And I'm gonna read it because this is an adult woman now, and she has every intention of exposing him for the sick fuck that he is. And so my judgment call here is that I'm doing this out of respect for her and out of out of praise for her being brave enough to talk about it. So, but it's not easy to listen to. Let's do some math here. I was 9 or 10 when living in Utah, and you forced me to have sex with you on my bathroom floor upstairs. You are 6 or so years older than me, and that makes you older than 12. In Las Vegas, at Grandma and Grandpa's house, you were living there, and you had your own car, a Volkswagen Beetle, and was driving it when it ran. So please stop making it sound as if you were young. You were a young child during that time. You were molesting me. Maybe you started that young with the others, but as you were not willing to face your wrongdoing in a proper, but as you are not willing to, in a proper fashion, then that is on you and you alone. Anyone who supports you and your sick delusional fantasy of forgiving yourself for the pain and suffering you caused and willingly and knowingly caused not only a child, but your own family member. But I do appreciate you admitting it, all in writing. In closing, gotcha, mic drop. Oh man, I like this lady, dude. Oh, I like her. She is feisty. Good for you. And then he writes, "You are welcome. I hope it helps you in your healing process." Yeah, seeing you go to jail. Yeah, and you know he's going to hire a good lawyer, because what he's doing right now, you know, he's talking to lawyers, and he's trying to figure out any defense and how they can hold on. His message goes on. My life holds no secrets, and everyone in my office feels your pain and has. Oh, did I already read that? I had that twice. Or maybe it just continued, and I missed. Like I said, these aren't in order, so I apologize. Oh no, I already read this. Oh, okay, yeah, it does continue. So yeah, it just cut off. Should you desire a healthy adult conversation as to the past, I'm open to helping you through the acceptance and growth that many of us face and have to deal with. Wow, this guy, dude. This guy sucks. Have if you have not done so already, I may suggest reaching out to and lean on her for guidance as one closer to your age who within the family has gone through this with us. Wait, what? Who's he saying to talk to? Is he talking about his wife? Wow. And I'm not sure. I'm not sure your relationship with your aunt or your mother, but I suggest leaning on them as well, for as they experience. Um, wow. Oh, okay. So she explains it down here at the bottom. Okay. The person that he refers to would be my cousin. Okay, so some of this is blotted out. That's why it's redacted. And one of his previous victims prior to me. He referred me to her so that way she could help me learn how to forgive him. Not to mention, unprovoked by me, she contacted me a few days after these emails happened and has tried to convince me, but all of this is not as bad as I see it. That all of this is not as bad as I see it. Wow. Okay. Um Okay. This looks like a statement from her. So it seems like she's the one who leaked the emails. Because again, guys, I don't know. I have not gone over this privately and studied this. This is my first time actually reading them. So please beware. I had no idea until recently when I had the unfortunate chance of coming. This is her statement, coming across a video of my childhood rapist, Jared Lysick, my cousin. Yes, my own flesh and blood. And I wasn't his only family victim. And honestly, who knows how many others there are out there that aren't part of our family. Due to his diving group, Adventures with Purpose, this man is regarded as a hero and an angel, and he is invited into people's homes with welcome, loving arms. He has been through the system, CPS, the Mormon Church, therapies, and so many more, as you'll be able to tell from his writing. But I do know for a fact that he did not start with me, and he didn't stop with me either. He had at one point, like you will read, did verbally admit to my mother, redacted, that he had molested me. Obviously skimming over the more horrific parts, like his attempted sodomizing of her daughter directly above her, my grandfather and grandmother's heads, by the way, and the fact that the age of 9 and 10, he gave me a yeast infection from raping me, and I had no idea. So I had to go through the trauma of my mother and my grandmother finding white stuff in my panties and treating, oh my God, and treating me horribly and questioning me and punishing me for the problem. Oh, Jesus. Oh, God, that is fucking awful. Oh, this poor woman, man. When he told her, she started to cry, hugged him, and told him that she forgave him. She never turned him into the police, and I was never got any form of help or anybody to talk to about it. When we went out to go travel on the carnival, which made me unable to be anywhere for more than a week, which meant that I couldn't say anything to anyone. My own mother protected him and never even talked to me about it, other than to tell me she had been and her story was worse than mine. He finally admitted in writing, because he and the family are all very sure that the statutes of limitations have passed and he's safe, so he can. But just so you're aware and keep your daughter safe, be careful around this man. His business, I don't know. Now, I want to. That's something we're also going to talk about, folks. The statute of limitations, because he feels like that's why he was so fucking brazen in those emails, because he thinks that nothing can be done. And yeah, we already went through all that. Okay, hold on a second. Give me 1 second here, folks. And I've got all right, so I've got this right here. This is the Utah State Legislature. So the statute of limitations for unlawful sexual activity with a minor, felony section. Okay. It's 10 years from the time the victim reaches the age of 18. So that's what he thinks he's hiding behind. But I mean, he's still charged and he has court on the 30th, and they'll probably be dismissed. And that's, that's probably the case. And maybe her intention was simply to expose him, which she has done. It's quite possible that he's not going to, because I was wondering about that. I knew there was a statute of limitation on on statutory rapes, but this is rape with a child. I don't know if there's actual uh see, that's unlawful sexual activity with a minor. I wonder what the statute of limitation is on the specific charge, which is childhood rape, a rape of a child, because it was forceful. So I wonder if that carries a different statute of limitations, if any. That's what I'm curious about. So yeah, give me 1 second here, guys. Sorry, it was time for the dog to eat. Um, okay. Yeah, see, I don't know. So Cherry, you found that for me. If you can see what you can find on the statute of limitations for the actual charge. Yeah, like what that looked like was just well, no, it was a statute of limitations for unlawful sexual activity with a minor. That sounds like a very specific charge. I'm curious if the charge that he actually has, which is rape of a child, uh, is if there's a statute of limitations on that, he thinks that he can hide behind that. So I'm really hoping that he can't, because yeah. But here's the thing: let's just say hypothetically that that's the case, right? Very disappointing, no doubt about it. But she also got him to admit in writing, in an email, this is what we call on social media. We call those things receipts, folks. So this dude, Lex Lux, thank you. Appreciate you and Icked Mail too. Yes, and Cherry. Um, we call those receipts here, folks. The court of public opinion, no statute of limitations on that, unless of course you're Mike Tyson. But wait. Okay. Yeah, that's the thing is Cherry can actually send me a link where I can actually show the receipts for that. Because no disrespect to you guys, but when you guys type it in my chat, I don't know you guys, and you could just be saying something that you don't know, like something, but you don't know about it. So I just like to be as fact driven on this channel as I can. Not to say that what you're saying is not fact. I just can't prove it and verify it for the rest of my audience. That's all. Okay. Brianna says Utah laws bounce. Depending on the offense, it could be tried decades later. I don't practice there, but been looking at their statutes. Thank you. I think Brianna is an attorney. And let's see. Yeah, and then there's the and I went over this before. When I was very busy trying to convince people to use their their common sense. When it came to just simply looking at evidence, at what kind of person you were dealing with, because everybody says, oh, they're so kind-hearted. Jared has such a kind heart. He does this because, and he started Adventures with Purpose because he has such a kind heart. No. He's money driven. So utterly horrified and disgusted, I pray that others with AWP were not aware of this. They are now, because the whole thread, I mean, was on their what do you call it? Their help customer service thing. Mo, thank you. Under Section 76, Utah provides no statute of limitations, period, that applies to the sexual abuse or molestation of a minor child. Okay, yeah. See, that's different. That's not sexual. That's not like, yeah, that's not like it's you know, hey, I'm 25 and you're 17. You know, that's not one of those situations. That's not a statutory rape thing. That's why it's called statutory, because there's a statute of limitations on it. But yeah, thank you guys, Banana Clips. I appreciate that. All right. Okay, and Jerry's got it. Cherry's got something for me here. Yep. Cherry got the same thing you guys did. Yeah. Jared, you fucking cochino. Te jodiste, bro. You are fucked, in other words. That's his little SEC commissions bullshit where he was fucking stealing money. That's from 2001. This guy's always been a shady fuck. But yeah, here we go. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Let me pull that up. Pull up that screenshot, y'all. Pull up the screenshot. Under Section 76-1-3012, Utah law provides no statute of limitations, period, that applies to the sexual abuse or molestation of a minor child. In other words, the prosecution for sex crimes against children can be commenced more than 4 years after the crime allegedly occurred. Oh, man. So wait a second. What does that mean? Oh, so more than 4 years after. Okay, so yeah, that means it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if it's 20 years later. Doesn't matter if it's 40 years later. Dude, you're scarred, homie. Megan Fuentes, thank you so much. I really feel for this girl. I appreciate Cherry, Cinema, and Ikenmel. Yeah, shout out to Cinema Shogun. I saw him in that chat, and Ikenmel's chat too. Let's see. The glare, important. What is the age of majority? Because if he was also a minor, it would change the outcome. No, if it's rape, he would be charged as an adult because he was 17 years old. He would likely be charged as an adult. So, yeah. When I was 17 and I heard about somebody touching a kid the wrong way, I'd want to fuck them up. You know, that was the kind of person I was. So yeah. Exactly. And make sure to subscribe to Morbid Reality. You guys think that I'm a little edgy? Yeah, he's Morbid Reality. He always reminds me that that when I think I'm not holding back, I probably am. Make sure to subscribe to him because he does speak from the heart. And he's funny as hell, and he's a great creator. Let's see. Case Pisces, the statute of limitations for a felony violation of section 10 years from the time of the victim. That's different. That's different, but thank you. Because we're talking about different specific charges. What he's charged with is rape of a child. He's charged with rape of a child, not inappropriate sexual behavior with a child. He's charged with rape. Se jodió porque puede todavía ir para la cárcel. That means you're fucked because you could still go to prison, homie. Translation. Yeah, somebody was in my chat before it started, and they were like, because I guess Benny went live too. And they were like, I don't care for Benny. He cusses too much. And I was just like, I guess just wait. Yeah, I don't like to censor myself, folks. I just simply don't. I don't believe in censoring myself. I take pride in the fact that you're going to get my genuine feelings about the issues that I talk about because I genuinely care about those things, and I'm not going to I'm not going to hold them back because some people have delicate sensibilities, and you have a right to have those delicate sensibilities. I'm not criticizing you for having delicate sensibilities. I'm just saying this channel may not be for you. That's all. Juana Michel, I just saw your live. Super bummed I'm late. Thank you for all the work you do. I'm canceling my AWP membership ASAP. I've not even heard the charges, but I trust you. He's charged with 2 counts of raping a child. That's what he's charged with. So yeah, we all love morbid reality, even though he's a fucking he lost his job working for Social Distortion t-shirts. And now he's just fucking on his channel. So yeah. Now he's holding a torch instead of a martini and a hat. Only Social D fans are gonna get that. Like, I don't even know why I even bothered. Yeah. No, this is what I'm funny. What's really funny is everybody attacked me, dude. Everybody was so mad at me. Like, how dare you? Like, I was talking about Jesus. You know what I mean? Like, I was being blasphemous. They were like, how dare you say anything negative about AWP? And I'm just like, dude, I'm just saying, just know what you're getting into. You know what I mean? Know what you're supporting. That's all I'm saying. You know, like if you don't give a shit about somebody who is willing to throw somebody else's a victim's family's peace and ability to mourn in peace, if you don't care about that for the sake of entertainment, and that you're entertained, and you think that that them recovering bodies gives them the right to do that, cool. Give them money. Knock yourself out. Absolutely. But make no mistake, I proved time and time again that that's exactly what they do. I mean, I just showed more and more proof as to why what happened with the Kylie Rodney video and why it was totally irresponsible what they did. I showed why it was wrong and why it was irresponsible. That's all I did. You know, and then you have you know, this poor kid Jagger. You've got Kylie's mom who puts out this statement, and because of their video and because of all the appearances and all of the fanboying and fangirling that took place on all these other YouTube channels while they showed up, and them sitting there and creating this platform, this base of a narrative and platform that, you know, that there's foul play, and just wait. They kept saying, wait till the autopsy comes out. And they kept implying that they had law enforcement connections, and they totally fucking lied just to earn more donations and make their video get more views so that they earn more donations, because all that video is a big fucking commercial for their donations. That's all it was. I mean, you just got to understand how fucking marketing works. Like, you don't even have to be somebody who knows, you know, who went to school for marketing. It's just simple. There's supply and demand and advertising. It's just simple. And what they were selling was tragedy. What they were selling was drama. It's more dramatic to sell the idea that Kylie was murdered than it was just a simple, sad accident. That's not going to sell as much. And they know that. Jared is a fucking salesman by nature. You read the way that he fucking sat there and tried to twist everything on his victim. I mean, we just heard it. And it was infuriating. You know why it was infuriating? Because you could see how it could have been effective. Why? How could it have been effective? Because he knows what the fuck he's doing. Because he's a fucking salesman. Like, you people kill me with this. And you just want to believe so bad. And I get it. You want to believe so bad that people do something, everything that they do is out of the goodness of their hearts. Okay, cool. Sometimes it is. But they need to be called out when they're affecting families of victims and loved ones of victims who can't mourn somebody in peace. I don't have tolerance for that. And so this base that they built, that there was foul play, that she was murdered, and that it could have been somebody that actually loves and misses her, all that did was spawn all these other idiot channels who are still to this day pimping out the Kylie Rodney tragedy. You know how much money Zavgirl made based on the shit that AWP fucking peddled out there? You know how much money Zavgirl made? In a matter of what, 3 months? She made what a nurse makes in a year. Think about that. If you're a nurse or somebody who's in an industry because you help people, if you're a nurse because you are in if you have a job and you're in an industry that you're in because you help people, and you take a low salary because the reward for you, it makes it worth it because it's more rewarding for you to help people. And then some asshole like that comes along and has no regard for what they're doing and how it's affecting a victim's family. And they're just spitting in their face. And all she does is sit there with this stupid look on her face going, huh? for 8 hours a fucking day. I mean, every day, 8 hours. And her whole content was based on a narrative that those guys spun. Wake the fuck up. Oh man, I hate when people super chat me and say things that kind of make me mad. I do appreciate the super chat, but you're saying, isn't this considered incest? Statute of limitation? No. The only reason, okay, if there's a statute of limitations on incest, that's probably why they didn't charge him with it. But yes, he committed incest. Absolutely. But if there's not a statute of limitations on it, I guarantee you that's what he would have been charged with as well, on top of rape. So no, please don't try to minimize his actions to incest. Like they were two cousin kids and, you know, in the woods just experimenting. No, that's not what happened. He forced her to do something. He was much older than she was. She was 9 and 10 years old. It was repeated. It happened more than once, according to her, allegedly. 9, 10 years old, and he was 17. Okay? That's fucking rape if he forced her to do it. It's rape even if he didn't. But the law may not say that. But she cannot consent at 9 or 10 years old. So please, yeah, let me get that super chat out of there. So you just bought a dumb comment in question with a question that pissed me off for $5. Congratulations. Those are all welcome, by the way. Please. Yeah. You know, there's a minimum of $5 charge for stupid questions, people. Okay. When people show you who they are, believe them. Exactly. When they show you. Mystery Maven's in the house. The charge is rape of a child. No statute of limitations on what he's charged with. Mystery Maven is a criminal attorney with both prosecution and defense experience. I believe what she says. Calamity Jade, ERRN and EMTIO. I'm just mad all around about all of this. I love to make my salary by getting on YouTube and going, guys, for the 11-5 hours a day, and I hope he rots. Yes, Calamity Jade, thank you. I don't know what you're talking about, Spittin' Kitten. There's 1,000 people in here, so I can't see every comment. I mean, okay, you have the right to defend yourself. I know you're not minimizing it, but you kind of are in a way. What I'm saying is, common sense would dictate that you said incest. Wouldn't it be incest and not rape since they were related? That was what you were implying with the question. That, I mean, come on, that's kind of ridiculous. Seriously. Like the fact that their family is not nearly as important as it was forced and that she was a child. Now, it matters that she was family in the sense that It's even worse because she trusted him, especially somebody that she probably looked up to and loved. And you could tell this is somebody who has natural born leadership skills, which makes him very dangerous, makes him the most dangerous kind of predator because it makes it easier for him to get away with. It makes it easier for him to manipulate his victims even after he's victimized them. This is a very dangerous individual. I mean, I even called it back when he I even called it back when like I remember Annie was going over the I was in her chat and I was trying to help mod it, and there was she was talking about the Kylie Rodney case after she was found, and this guy was just hungry to get on panels and sell his channel. That's all he was doing. And this guy literally interrupted his anniversary vacation with his wife to call into Annie's show because he saw that Annie had like a few thousand people in the chat. And he thought, oh, babe, hold on. I know it's our anniversary, but this is important. And he saw an opportunity to grift. And I called it right then. I was just like, this is fucking crazy. You know, I mean, they attacked a creator who she paid the membership. They made the Kylie Rodney video members only, to where you could only access it if you paid a membership, if you paid a pledge to them, a monthly pledge. And then the next thing you know, like, there's this girl, she's not even that big of a creator. I can't even remember her name, and she's really cool and she's a supporter. And I feel bad that I can't remember her name right now, because it's, you know, after a while, these true crime channel names, they kind of meld together because they have like keywords that just I can't. And when you become a channel member, you become a member. That's it. It's like a monthly thing, isn't it? You know. Now she might have only paid for that month, but she paid for the membership, and then she was playing the video. Burden of Proof is her name. Thank you. Burden of Proof. And one of the guys from AWP like jumped, and there was like maybe 30 people in her chat or something like that. There wasn't even that many. And you know, it wasn't that big a deal. Like when there's that many people, like all it's doing is promoting them. She wasn't saying anything bad about them. She was just like, look, this is the Kylie Rodney video. She paid for it, and then she played it, and then they jumped on and then basically bullied their way onto her panel just to tell her, you know, hey, that's for people who are paying only. Like, you need to stop playing it right now. And then they struck her channel. Like, what? When really, technically, she was promoting them. That was just more people that was going to. Thank you, Patty GRN. Yeah, like, listen, these people, you know, these people, and I wonder, I wonder, you know, I've been quiet, you know, but I wonder if Upchurch is going to have the balls to say anything about this. You know, I wonder if Mr. 3 million subs, who had all these theories and falsely accused a bunch of innocent people of shit, praising AWP and praising Jared, when Jared personally thanked him on Zav Girl's panel for helping them get subs. I wonder if he's going to have the balls to get on his channel and say anything about this. We'll see. But yeah, we're not going to say anything negative about the people that Upchurch victimized in his reign of terror in the true crime community. So yeah, so all you people that are bringing that shit up, yeah, that's exactly what he did, Morbid. It's exactly what he did. Welcome, Shauna. Appreciate you. Yeah. Cuck Church doesn't yeah. I think he finally realized that he was being completely insane and went way too far with what he was doing and decided to just stick to his music and his awesome life, as he liked to say. And I fully encouraged him to do that. So I'm not going to go and start attacking him all over again. But this is something that this subject right here, I'm curious if he's going to have opinions on it. But I might just be tempting him to just jump back into this, head first and just start with his bullshit again. Welcome to Cole McMillan. Yeah, God, I don't know. Is that true? Can that be confirmed? Because I haven't heard anything. Because my guess, honestly, if I'm being totally honest, the realistic way of looking at why, the realistic speculation and theory to have why Cuck Church never just all of a sudden stopped talking about the Kiely Rodni case was because I'm guessing that somebody slapped him with a cease and desist and he got scared. Somebody threatened him with a lawsuit and he was like, nope. Even though he was up there going, I don't care, sue me. I got millions. I got millions of dollars, man. But yeah, I'm pretty certain that somebody as proud as he was, because he just kept doubling down, tripling down, quadrupling down on his madness. I'm guessing that somebody slapped him with a C&D and he freaked out. He talked to his lawyer about it, and his lawyer said, you know what? You got music. My recommendation to you, keep making money off your music. You're not making any money off this bullshit. You're just acting like a crazy person online. Stop it. Just focus on your music. This, like, he could have paid me for that legal advice, for fuck's sake. I tried to tell him, the fuck. Yeah, I mean, and it's funny, he went after all the wrong people. Like, if you notice, everybody here who built their content, every creator, okay, that built their content based on what AWP was selling are all the same people that end up having a reputation for being grifting, tragedy pimping pieces of shit. Just so you know, like, you got to look at who associates with each other and like, if you're a channel right now, and even worse, if you are supporting channels right now that are still trying to make money off the narrative that Kiely Rodni was murdered and her family can't mourn her in peace, shit, you're worse than the channels. because they wouldn't be able to do it without you, and they wouldn't be doing it unless you're supporting them. They're doing it for the money. They don't give a shit about anything except lining their pockets. That's all they care about. And then they're like, well, Blair, aren't you making money too? Yeah. I'll exploit the fuck out of people who exploit victims. And I sleep great at night doing it. I've made that my content for years. It's fucking great. And I did it for years without monetization. So those people can kiss my ass. I have no problem making money off of their backs. You're going to make money off of victims' back? Fuck you. I'm going to make money exposing the fact that you're making money off victims' backs. That's my big fuck you to you. Every single one of you assholes. Zav girl, the fucking idiot with the fucking dreads that conjures up her spirit, with the fart box. All of those morons. I have no problem doing it. I have no problem doing it to AWP. Never have. No problem doing it to Ryan Upchurch. Never have. You know, and I hate to brag, but when Ryan Upchurch started with his fucking bullshit with the Summer Wells thing, I called him out on it, and everybody was like, how dare you talk about the great Ryan Upchurch? He's beautiful. He does so much good. Everybody loves him. How dare you? And I lost like 300 subs. It was crazy. I was like, okay. And then the Kylie Rodney thing happened. And then and then I doubled that amount of subs coming back because they saw how crazy he was. Claire, I should have listened to you. Now, I called Jared a piece of shit. How dare you call Jared a piece of shit? Blah, blah, blah. How dare you call him a manipulative opportunist? Oh. Now look at you. Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. I'm over here. You're all welcome back. Better call. Keep up the great work. Groover, okay. Aussie girl, thank you. Appreciate it. Welcome. Dude, he went off the deep end with the summer thing. Nobody wanted to see it because everybody was so busy fucking just assuming that two people murdered somebody because, they're on welfare. Even though they worked, it still worked, but, And not to mention, there's no evidence to indicate they did anything. Now, here's the thing about Don Wells. If Don Wells can be charged for these things that supposedly happened when he was a kid, or even if he is arguably old enough to be responsible for his actions, then okay, but that doesn't mean that he did anything to Summer. You know how I know that? Because that's not evidence that he did. It means he's a piece of shit, but it doesn't mean that he did something to his own child. There's no evidence of it. Nothing to indicate it. Literally nothing to indicate it. Yeah, I encourage everybody to do what I'm doing. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. The number of followers that Ryan Upchurch, Zav Girl, Dolly, Molly Golightly, BHB have doesn't show great content. It shows the true ignorance of this country. Sad but true. And I totally agree. Like, I know what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? The problem is that people are giving money to them because they're too stupid to see what they're doing. That's the real problem. Because again, supply and demand. You know what I mean? Like they wouldn't have the means to supply you unless you demanded it. It's real simple economics. They wouldn't have the means to supply that bullshit if you all didn't demand it. Every time you see Dolly sitting there going, oh my God. Because the irony now is that Dolly got out on bail and then a bunch of people donated an overabundance of what he needed. We're talking about sympathy super chats, all this shit, because he's out there doing something, you know, but I mean, he's not doing anything. He assaulted a woman. That's why he got arrested. He broke the law. He assaulted a woman. He physically victimized somebody. That's what he did. And everybody's like, oh, he's out there fighting the good fight. No, he's not. He's not doing anything. I proved it. Like, I basically got him to admit it. He got so mad that he kicked me off his panel. He did answer all my questions, though, and he did let me up on his panel, which I thought was, you know, somewhat respectable. But then what does the guy do? After I told him, dude, you're going to get arrested. 2 days later, dude assaults a woman, and then he gets arrested. Now, like I said, did he punch her in the face? Did he attack her? And, you know, but no. But the problem is he put his hands on her, and he forcefully yanked a megaphone out of her hand, and he's got strength on her. She's a brittle old lady. And, you know, she could have broken something in her arm. You know, I mean, he could have seriously injured her. Oh yeah, she's making mad money. All of these people are making crazy money, dude. And they're not, and you know what they're doing? They're making things difficult. Like, think about that. Think about that. When I sit there and I'm like, man, what's law enforcement right now? I'm asking the same question. The difference between me and them is I'm asking the same question they're asking, but genuinely, for genuine reasons. I'm wondering, what the hell is Chatham County Police Department doing to find Quentin? I hope it doesn't take long. And then when I see stupid shit being addressed, like them having to put up ordinances and signs and shit just to get them to shut the fuck up and cater to the neighbors' needs to be able to give them their right to peace and quiet when they go home, then you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, well, that's less manpower that could be out searching for Quentin. You know what I mean? They only have so much manpower. It's Savannah. It's not Miami. You know what I mean? It's not New York City. They only have so much manpower there. Thank you for the super sticker, Patty G. RN. They only have so much manpower out there. So what, you know? So here they are, and now they're making it all about them. Because for some reason, it's going to get something done to scream and yell in front of somebody's house, whether they be suspects or not. They think that does something. And now she's, you know, bullshit strangler Betty is now making these stupid videos saying, I'm going to sue Chatham County and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. And then she's just full on Karen. Like, that's totally what happened. Like, if if Bruce Banner got angry and when he turned into the Hulk, he became Bullhorn Betty, or he became a Karen, he would turn into Bullhorn Betty. That's what would happen. He would just Hulk the fuck out, and then you wouldn't like me when I'm a Karen. And then he turns into Bullhorn Betty. That's what you would have if Bruce Banner hulked out into a Karen. He would become her. That's what you have. It's insane. Her Karen level is unprecedented. There's never been there's never been a Karen documented. Dude, my man Morbid had another channel where it was just all Karens. He just compilations of Karens, none of which have come close to this lady. None of which. It's insane. Phil, thank you. There's nothing better on this worthless internet than someone that sees this disgusting garbage for what it is and thinks for themselves versus collectivism, nonsensical type narratives. Cheers. It's a little too highbrow for me, especially considering the picture that you've got there. I apologize, but I really appreciate it. Thank you. I like what smart people like me. That's that's always the best compliment. It's crazy. You wouldn't like me when I'm Karen, Mr. McGee. Dun, dun, dun. Call the law. Call the law. They took my sign. Call the law. Call the law. Oh man, that lady sucks. That's our stuff. Call the law. Call the law. Call the law. God, this coffee's so cold. I'm drinking it anyway. Yeah, you would have had to seen that video. You'd have had to seen that video. I think that was a Heels in the Air video. I'll play that one more time before I get out of here, just for fun. Let's see if I can find that. She's got one saying, "What's up with MGL's jaw?" That's a whole nother subject right there. I'm not even going to get into that today. These people are a fountain of content. There's so much. There's so much that Heels in the Air has gone over that I've gone over. I wonder which one it's called. I wish I knew the title because I know she did it. And I'm looking at it. Maybe she's here telling me. I don't know. No pants, no problem. Oh my God. Like I can never stop like she never stops. So it's always like really easy to make fun of her. Is it Hall Monitor? No. Oh man, this is killing me. Hold on. Because it's like when she first got out there. So Babysitter Beware. No, that's not it. Somebody hit Dolly with fries out there. That's so funny. I could just picture somebody just pelting that dude with fries, bro. Oh man, it's killing me that I can't find that one video. No. And I know it was her video. Am I tripping? Was it not? Maybe it was Chronicles. Was it Chronicles maybe? Yeah, she hates me so much. It's so funny. Yeah, no, I can't find it. It's driving me crazy because I really wanted to show it, and I've gone over it before, but oh well, whatever. Like, welcome, Sister Sherry, doing stuff. That's killing me. It's driving me crazy that I can't find that video. Like seriously. I know I went over it. And I went over it days ago though. Now it feels like I built it up too much and now it's not even worth it because it's not going to be as funny. Maybe it got taken down. That's what I'm wondering. Maybe it got taken down. Okay. Yeah, I'm not going to worry about it. Oh yeah. And what's up, Toast? Yeah. Toast is going to go live again Monday. And she's sharing her backup channel in the chat right now. Make sure to subscribe to that because that's just going to piss them off that much more. Because she's getting harassed real bad. So, and I don't like that shit at all. When creators that I collab with or respect get harassed, that makes me mad. I did check my history, but I sit there and I go down YouTube rabbit holes that you just can't even imagine. Platform Boots. You can't even imagine. Like, I'll click on this thing and watch like 30 seconds of it and then click on another. And then like, I mean, and it's so much. I mean, just imagine the sea, the ocean of content, different subject matter and shit. That's all over YouTube, you know? Like I hear people that are like, I only watch this one thing on YouTube. And I'm just like, wow, okay. That's amazing. I don't know how the fuck you do that because I just see this one thing shows up on my feed and then another and then another. But yeah, I don't understand how people do that. But I think I'm going to wrap this up, guys. So yeah, big shocker there. Jared turned out to be about 100 times the piece of shit that I already thought he was. And so, uh, and I hope, if Adventures with Purpose continues to do what they do, I hope that they restructure um, their entire, however they choose to do things. Because I know that Jared's the brains. I know he's the marketing brains. I know, and there's an ugliness. There's an ugliness to that where it's all where it comes from. There's people like me that could just smell it. You know what I mean? You got stupid people out there, and then you got and you have stupid people that are good people, but stupid nevertheless, who don't see through your bullshit. Then you have those of us who see right through you, and I hope that they the good members of AWP decide to move forward and keep doing what they're doing, but do it for the right reasons. And as long as they are doing it for the right reasons, I think that will affect how they do things. And it might shave a little bit off of their their normal income that they're used to, but what's more important to them is what's going to matter, money or doing the right thing. And guess what? By doing the right thing, you're still going to make money. Just splurged on a big boss projector, your wall size here in Pittsburgh. Oh my God, I'm so sorry for that. I am so sorry for that. But yeah, well, yeah, there's ignorant ones too, but the thing is man, if somebody is doing something, and then you have people like my channel, like Morbid's channel, like Toast channel, who are showing you reasons why these channels are doing what they're doing, like they're showing you evidence that, and people, to people who call themselves sleuths, you know what I mean, but you're being shown evidence that what these people are doing is coming from a very dishonest and ugly place. um you know then you know what I mean, then yeah, I guess that's technically ignorant, but if you're watching it, and then you go into somebody's chat and you leave comments and you go, you're fucking crazy, how dare you talk about them like that, and then you're just like, sorry, I gotta call you stupid. You know what I mean? I find ignorance synonymous with stupid, you know, to a certain degree. I would never call somebody with a learning disability stupid. I wouldn't use that word. It's an insulting word, but I feel as somebody who chooses to ignore, and chooses to ignore common sense, chooses to ignore evidence that's put right in front of their face, if they choose to ignore that, well, then that makes them assholes, and that makes them subject to my insults. And I prefer to use the insult known as stupid. But no, I would never actually address somebody with a learning disability stupid, except maybe myself. But not in a malicious way towards somebody else, you know? Yeah, there's yeah, Toast. You just got here, but I went over that evidence. Like, he put that shit in writing. He admitted it in writing, and he thinks he's going to hide behind a statute of limitations that isn't there. He's fucked. Um, yeah. So, anyways, guys, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. I think you guys are amazing, and I really appreciate all you guys that are here, and I appreciate all the people that have come over from Ikadmel's live. That was really awesome. And so a big shout out and thank you to Ikadmel for that. And Morbid's going live in an hour and 15 minutes. So yeah, make sure to head over there and see Morbid Realities. I don't think I have any more mods in here. So Actually, let me do this. Here we go. I'm just going to share the link to his live. Yeah, thanks. Hey, thanks, Morbid. Yeah, so Morbid goes live. This is the link, not to his channel, but directly to his live. But make sure you take a second to subscribe to him while you're there, because I can't wait to hear what he has to say about this shit. So I will be in that chat. I will see you guys soon. Yeah, we will do this again very soon, my friends. Thank you, guys.